Welcome to NFL Primetime on ESPN Plus, presented by Dell Technologies. Of those ahead, stay ahead.
Week 5, October football, NFL Primetime. That's why you're here. That's why we're here. Chris Berman, Booger McFarland. We're going to get to the game of, we said it for several weeks, Tampa Bay at Seattle. We got so many cooks making this meal in the highlight department. It's going to be a while till we get to that, but we understand why.
No doubt, Boone. But the games, even though we thought they weren't going to be interesting, boy, were we wrong.
Well, because you know what? We had only down to 2 teams that were undefeated going into the weekend, Buffalo and Philadelphia 4-0, and only 3 teams that had the goose egg in the win column. So, in the win column. So would this be the day that everything got cleared out? Pretty close. Let's start in the city of brotherly love. Philadelphia, 4-0. Denver, expected big things this year. A.J. Brown expecting big things, expecting the ball. He got it early from Jalen Hurts to actually throwing the ball better than running. We'll get to that. And then a few plays later in the second quarter, the Slim Reaper had a big day. Devontae Smith, 52 yards downfield, big game.
Really good job tracking the ball. Looked like Willie Mays there with the over-the-shoulder catch.
Well, first and goal. Dallas got, that's a nice play. Hurts to Goddard, pretty good coverage. 10-3, the Eagles. Then, after half, Saquon Barkley in the pass pattern. 47 yards, 17-3, Philly, it's over.
They couldn't run the ball. They had to get him the ball some way.
Well, Bo Nix. Here we go early for J.K. Dobbins, Denver. Hey, don't count us out yet. It's 17-10. 8 minutes to go in the game. Next, to Cortland Sutton. The Eagles knew he would be a problem every time he comes up with a big play. This is 34 yards. Third down conversion by Denver. A few plays later, Nix to Evan Ingram. He rumbles. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. 17-16. What are you going to – oh, there's the play.
Really good job by Ingram, catching the ball and then getting skinny and stretching out to the goal line.
Sean, really? You're going to go for 2? There's 7 minutes left. Yes, they are. Next to Troy Franklin on the road. Although a lot of time left, big gamble pays off.
They picked on Keely Ringo, number 7 of the Eagles, all night long.
So under 5 to go. The Eagles 4th and 4. It's Jalen Hurts to Smith down the sideline, but illegal shift on Barkley.
Can't have 2 guys moving at the same time. Somebody's got to get reset. They didn't, Boone.
Next, Broncos drive, a little play action. Nix, trying to get out. And what happens? They call intentional grounding and then pick it up. What? Well, next play, Nix to Sutton, 16 yards, first down, a third down convert, and now a few plays later, just over 2 to go in the game, 3rd and 2, Denver. Nix, swing. R.J. Harvey met by Makuba and Bond, but a late hit on Bond, and Nick Sirianni isn't buying it.
Yeah, Boone, but he's down, and at that point, anytime you put the forearm to the head, it's a little ticky-tacky, but it's a good call.
So they do get a field goal out of this, 21-17, but Philly, well, now we're all of a sudden 9 seconds to go, and the look for Goddard, Nick Sirianni looking for a flag. Was he grabbed? Eagle fans, oh no, we didn't have our cheesesteak? Hurts to the end zone, he's got time. What do you do, Booger?
Knock it down!
There's like 8 people there going up for the rebound. And the Denver Broncos, an 18-point fourth quarter in Philadelphia, knocked the Eagles from the rank of the undefeated. For the first time in 53 weeks, Jalen Hurts has started and finished the game in which the Eagles didn't win.
So we got to go back and really learn from this, take ownership for the things that we can control, look into our process and our system and see what needs to be reset and what doesn't need to be reset and continue to press forward.
We made improvements in certain areas. We still can get a lot better. We shot ourselves in the foot a lot. Left a couple plays out there and we wasn't on the same page, but ultimately we got to get on the same page and continue to be on the same page.
Well, we can go either way. You want to start with Philadelphia. So 17-3 lead at home. Denver, good team, and had coming off a big Monday night win. And by the way, they'll have a nice plane flight on the way to London. Right now, I can imagine that feels pretty good. But even though Philly plays it all close, you figure this is yet another one of what they've been doing, Booger.
Boom, here's the thing that you would have figured. It's 17-3, and this Eagles team with a really good offensive line, with the running quarterback in Jalen Hurts and with Saquon Barkley, they're supposed to salt this game away.
Mm-hmm.
And the physicality was supposed to show up, and it didn't. The Denver Broncos defense were able to stop the run, make them a passing team, and they couldn't get the wide receivers involved. And so to me, when I look at this from a pass protection standpoint, from an ability to salt the game away and run the football, the Philadelphia Eagles had a lead. And any time in the past, because they could run the football, the game was over. But their biggest issue showed up, their inability to run the football game.
Which is hard to believe.
It's hard to believe. They missed Mekhi Becton. Dickerson is a little hurt. Lane Johnson is playing injured. And so their ability to run the ball has been hampered.
This is amazing. If you think of this, 2,000 yards obviously a year ago for Saquon, and you add on the playoffs, it was 2,500, whatever it was. 267 yards after 5 games, an average of 3.2 yards a carry. Last year, he was almost 6, like 5.7, 5.8.
Yes.
Okay, but they're 4-1, but they're not happy that they're 4-1. Now, give Denver. They were kind of picked to be they could dethrone the Chiefs. More talk about them than the Chargers, and we got a long way to go. Dethrone meaning in the division. Bo Nix, not a good start. Poised, though, in the fourth quarter, and enough poise that his coach said also, let's go for 2, because I know we're going to get the ball back anyway, even if it doesn't work.
An amazing call by Sean Payton. Here's the thing that we wanted to see. You make your biggest improvement from year 1 to year 2. We expected to see that out of Bo Nix, and he's coming. It's not coming as fast as we wanted to, Boom, but the moxie and the poise that he showed down 17-3 to get the football to Cortland Sutherland and bring this team back and score touchdowns. But what we thought we knew about this Bronco team was their defense. Cooper and Bonito, those defensive ends. 6 sacks today.
Yes.
They got after the quarterback. And so they are who we thought they were, Boom. A defense that could get after the quarterback. They got 2 corners in Moss and Surtain that can cover. And that defense showed up in the second half. And I think as long as Nix continues to progress, they're going to be right there at the end. This was a statement win for them to go into the world champions' house, down 14, and to come back and get a win. They will remember this one for a long time.
And they should. And they're remembering it right now.
Yeah.
I think they passed Bermuda. They're on the way to London. They play the Jets over there next week. By the way, the Eagles have been outgained in all 5 games. Interesting. I'm just,
A lot of noise out of Philly. A lot of noise.
Yeah, for a 4-1
For
team.
4-1 team, a lot of noise. A lot of noise.
A team that nobody had being 4-1. Could the Colts be 4-1 at home against the Raiders, who won opening week, but of course haven't won since Indiana Jones, Daniel Jones, and he's got more weapons than we knew. How about Tyler Warren? It was tight end day. So Goddard catch one already. Tyler Warren's a good player. The rookie getting 19 yards then. Getting a touchdown right here.
Not a good weekend for Penn State, but a good weekend for Tyler Warren. Boom. He's one of the best tight ends in football.
That's for sure. Next Raider possession, 4th and 18 punting. No, they're not. Shehu Ulubi. Ian Thomas falls on it for the Raiders, but guess what? Colts block a punt. Raiders special teams continue to be a problem. Jonathan Taylor, when have we said this before? This year, touchdown.
One of the best backs in the league, Boom. His speed, his athleticism always shows up.
14-3, Geno Smith. Now this one's going to be tipped. Latu. Plenty of vowels in there. Vanna White not needed. And a great play by the Colts defense. Now, minute 2 to go in the half. Here's Taylor. 16-yard game. 15 seconds to go in the half. These are what the really good teams do. They're going to score. That's Jones, the Michael Pittman touchdown.
How about Daniel Jones, Boom, on the dead run to the right and throw a touchdown dime?
20-3 at the half, Boog, and they wouldn't let up. Taylor up the middle, and I mean up the middle. All right? That's a big hole by the Colts line near the red zone now, and Taylor gets the ball, and it's going to be 26-3. Now, Geno. He leads the league in interceptions. The first one was a tip. This one, Mekhi Blackman running out at the 6-yard line. Colts defense, Colts special teams, Colts offense. Amir Abdullah into the end zone. Geno. Really? Colts. That's right. Who had the Colts scoring 40 and being 4-1 through week 5?
Quiet as it's kept, Boom, the Colts are one of the more physical teams in football with Jonathan Taylor and this offensive line led by Quentin Nelson.
And so, and by the way, Jonathan Taylor, 3 touchdowns again, second time this year, and added a 2-point conversion to 20 points. Another day, another 20 points, right? Texans, Ravens. Wait a minute now. The Ravens could be 1-4. Well, they don't have Lamar. Wait a minute. The Texans could be 1-4. Well, they do have C.J. Stroud. This game in Baltimore, and early on, Xavier Hutchinson is open, and Stroud finds him 7-0 Texans in Baltimore. But certainly, Baltimore, these are the Ravens, right? Well, Cooper Rush is the starter, and he was rushed by Houston.
Hard to be a backup and come off the bench, Boom. It's hard.
John Harbaugh looking on. Mario Edwards with the sack. Stroud, pocket, out. A lot of starters missing both sides of the ball, Ravens, but Houston didn't care. They got off to the shaky start this year inside the red zone. Now Stroud, plenty of time. Nico Collins, 17-3 already.
Just a little too easy.
Under a minute to go in the half. To Dalton short. He knows something inside the red zone. And then 31 seconds to go. Stroud to Xavier Hutchinson again. 24-3 at the half. It would get worse. Rush. Derrick Henry looking for him, but that's a great play by Jalen Petrie.
Tremendous play. The anticipation to see Rush throwing it out there, Boom, then to break on the ball, and then to catch it without hitting the ground. All around great play.
You know, Cooper Rush won games as a backup with Dallas, but on this day, forget it. Nick Chubb. Rub-a-dub-dub. Nick Chubb goes 27 for a touchdown. 31-3 in Baltimore. Fourth quarter, 41-10 Houston. Rush looking for Mark Andrews, bobbling, and Petrie, the Petrie dish. He's around the ball like a science experiment.
That just shows you what kind of day it is, Boom. Anything tips and bounces was going the Texans' way.
So, the Houston Texans, I understand. No Lamar, no Roquan Smith, no Kyle Hamilton. We could go on. But the Texans slice and dice the Ravens 44-10, tying the worst home loss by margin, 34 points in Ravens history. John Harbaugh knows this wasn't pretty.
Just a complete disappointment. And we're going to have to find a way to turn it around and figure out who we are this next week and the bye and after the bye. We're going to have more than half the season left, and we're going to have to find ourselves. So that's what our game will be going forward.
Just wasn't good enough, us as a whole. You know, it takes all of us. But I still believe we can get to where we need to be as far as, you know, in the run game to help this team, to be efficient, to make plays, because we've done it before. You know, we lost hard last year. It is just not clicking right now.
Well, look, the Ravens will be the first ones not to make excuses, okay?
Yeah.
They have the Rams next week, and the reason I point that out is just so that'll be 6 weeks of football, 5 first-place teams from a year ago. Again, everybody's got tough points on their schedule. Their schedule gets a lot easier later, but what they're looking at 1-4, and if they don't play well and these guys are hurt against the Rams, Booger, 1-5. Now your margin for error really slim, even though only Pittsburgh has a winning record in the division.
Well, I'll put it this way, Boom. It's getting late early, like really early, because from a math standpoint, you only play 17, and they're 1-4 right now. And regardless of who's hurt and who's out, we came into the season saying this was one of the more talented rosters in football. The defense stinks. They can't cover anybody. They're giving up 35 points a game, Boom. 177 points through 5 games. This is the Ravens. There's a sign in the facility. I've been in there before. There's a sign that says "Play like a Raven." I don't think they're doing that. And that simply means effort, tenacity, hustle, the physicality. It's not there. And I don't know if it can come back during the season. You can't just flip a switch and get those things. They're 1-4 for a reason. They couldn't run the football today. We came into this game saying maybe defense and Derrick Henry.
35 carries, and what will happen?
Nothing,
right?
Boom. They got blown out in their own stadium. They got a lot of issues. I don't know if Lamar Jackson being back healthy can solve them.
Well, and who knows if that'll be another week or what, a hamstring, you know, and better than me. That's an iffy thing. I mean, they've given up 177 points. So, by the way, about depth, Marv Levy told me this a long time ago. depth is great until you have to use it. And unfortunately, the Ravens are using it, and they're surprised that this is what it looked like. Now, Houston, woe was them, 0-3.
Yeah.
Right? Now 2-3 with a bye. That's ahead of steam, and Stroud threw 4 touchdown passes. I don't care if he was throwing it against me. Yeah. That's the best they've looked offensively in a while.
It's the best the quarterbacks look.
Yes.
The quarterbacks finally started to look like his rookie year. Not last year, because last year was a down year. They're missing Mixon, the running back, but Chubb stepped up today. He ran the football, the physicality. We came into the season saying their defensive ends were going to be dominant, the quarterback was going to take another step, and they were going to be able to win games because they could make plays in the passing game and the defensive ends would dominate. I think we saw some of that today. Okay, those defensive end, Hunter, Anderson Jr., they got after the quarterback. They had Cooper Rush feeling the heat. And so if they can build on this momentum, because the NFL is about momentum, can they build on it over the next 3-4 weeks and kind of get the ship going the right way? The quarterback is super talented. Nico Collins is one of the better receivers in football. And I still believe defense wins. And their defense is fast, and they got pass rushers. They can close you out.
You know what? And they've got a lot of winners in that locker room, including their coach, DeMeco Ryans. And Houston also knows, okay, there's Indy, they're 4-1.
Yeah.
And they haven't played yet. Jacksonville is Monday night as we do the show. They're 3-1.
Yeah.
So,
okay, we got to come on.
But urgency hit them.
Yeah.
Urgency has hit the Saints. They're one of those winless teams. And the Giants come in with Jackson Dart, who played just down the road in college at Ole Miss. Could he make it 2 for 2? Well, here's what he does. Who knew that Jackson Dart and Theo Johnson would be a touchdown combination? Was last week. It is today. 7-0. Dart, aptly named. I've got him. No, you don't. He darts for 20 yards. Giants looking pretty good early. Then, second quarter, 3rd and 7. Did we say Dart to Theo Johnson? My God, they've looked up 3 times in 2 games, 14-3. Giants? Spencer Rattler. Poor young man is 0 for 10 as a starter. But Rashid Shaheed says, I got you, big fella. 87 yards, gone. It's 14-13. We got a ball game in the Superdome. Dart. And I guess this just happens. It's loose. He dropped the ball, and the man that's played more games as a Saint than anyone else, Cam Jordan, falls on it.
Hey, just being Johnny on the spot, how about Cam Jordan, a Hall of Fame career, still making plays?
Yeah, they lead 19-14. Saints kick field goal. They have the lead. Cam Scattaboo. He ran tough, but not this time. He fumbled. Jordan Howden. How did it happen? Well, Howden runs 86 yards. Why? It was the punch out.
No doubt, Boom. Everybody's getting to this right now. Scattaboo says maybe it's the glove. I need some new gloves. I don't know. I didn't wear gloves as a defensive tackle. Maybe he should try that.
I want a new glove. That was a song by Huey Lewis. Never mind. 4th and 6 Giants. So it was almost like that. One that won't let me drop the ball. Never mind. Looking for Jalen Hyatt. Oh, Kool-Aid McKinstry. Your booger, he's Kool-Aid.
I like it. 2 country names.
I love it. And the Saints didn't drink the Kool-Aid. We can win. Take over. Dart. Oh, look at him. Happy. McKinstry, 2nd pick. And Kellen Moore has his first win as a head coach. Spencer Rattler is a winner as a quarterback. And so the Saints, they take that 0 out of the win column, and they do it at home. Their last win over 300 days ago against the Giants. Jackson Dart says, all right, we're 1-1. We're getting better, even though we lost.
I mean, it's not good, so got to cut that shit out. And I think that starts with me, just being a leader. Obviously, some of those came from me, and I got to be a better example. I got to be a better leader, and I think just in those situations, I can, just talk to the guys in the huddle and, just tell them about, ball security. So. As a quarterback, I put those on myself.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, this is a special group. Their resiliency to hang in there through some challenging times this month. By no means is it the perfect script to start a journey together as a group. I thought our guys just battled the entire game, and it was really fun to see those guys.
All right, so we're down to 2 winless teams. That brings us to the Jets. Jets. At home, wearing the black uniforms against Dallas. And Dak Prescott said, you know what? We can play some offense. That's a good-looking play the minute you saw it. Tight end screen to Jake Ferguson, and the Cowboys lead 10-3 early second quarter.
Really good job by the play caller, Brian Schottenheimer, who's also the head coach.
Breece Hall up the middle. They're going to go somewhere. With Leofow. Mamaris Leofow punches the ball out. Sam Williams recovers Dallas.
Boom, it's the new thing. Every defender's going after the ball. Running backs have got to protect it.
And so, another turnover, Jets. Zach Ryan Flournoy, 46 yards. He don't get floored. Here comes Dallas's offense again. Big throw. Javonte Williams had a big day running the ball. Touchdown, Dallas, 17-3, Cowboys. 29 seconds to go, half. Williams bounces off a couple. He could go all the way to the 1 yard line.
Yeah, close.
66-yard gain. They tack on a touchdown, 23-3. A lot of teams who are winning scored in the last 30 seconds of the half. Now, Justin Fields, what do they have in store? Incomplete. Jets can't get anything going. That was a 4th and 1 gamble. Down 23-3. Then Dak, who's going to throw 4 touchdown passes this day. George Hardly Slim Pickens, 43 yards, 30-3 Cowboys.
Nobody's playing the quarterback position better than Dak Prescott, Boom.
Under 5 minutes to go in the game, 30-14 on paper, a 2-score game. Shred the paper. Prescott to Williams, touchdown. The Jets 0-5. Dallas, all they do is score points, right? The Dallas Cowboys. They've scored 151 points. The bad news is they've given up 154. They're going to be a pinball every week, but this was one that they had a laugher to the chagrin of Jets coach Aaron Glenn.
It's just the fact that when you get in games like this, when something bad happens, like the response isn't, where we need to be. And again, I got to look at myself on that, and I got to do something to fix that. And we're all in this together, but I do know this, man, it all starts with me. I do know that, so we got to fix it.
It's hard to process, it keep me up at night trying to process stuff, so I try to think of, the good through all of this, that's going on, because, it's hard for me to sleep trying to see, dang, why are we not winning? Dang, why every time something going good for us, something bad, we take one step forward and bring us 2 steps back, it's really been tough.
The Jets haven't won. The team that invented losing their first 26 games, the Tampa Bay Bucks. They came in the league. This is the 50th season of both the Bucks and the Seattle Seahawks. What a game this was in Seattle, and that's Baker. Emeka Igbokwe grew up in Tacoma, just down the street, and we're already picking it up at 21-14. The game was that good. Sam Darnold, third. Jackson Smith-Njigba. This was just a touchdown fest, 53 yards. 3rd and goal from the 2. Darnold, A.J. Barner. Game was a Barner burner. So we're tied at 21 all. Every time you turn around, it was another touchdown. Baker Mayfield, the Bucks. Igbokwe, I'm home. It's a huge catch, 57-yard game. Rachaad White stopped short of the goal line, but then Leonard Williams. We came in 50 years ago. How's it go? Look at all the flags.
Yeah, you just can't headbutt people, Boom, especially in front of the ref.
June 14th is Flag Day. I didn't know it was in October. White takes the pitch. Williams, Mayfield chirping, not a surprise on either.
Yeah, just talking a little bit.
How's it going? Good reunion.
Yeah, all
the Seahawks had their top 50 players of all time back, up Bucks 28-21. Darnold to Barner. We're tied at 28 under 10 to go. And now, Darnold from his own 1. Yay, almost intercepted. The first play was almost a safety. We're tied. Look at this. Almost.
Yeah, Boom. Yaya Diaby for the Bucks has got to catch that. Would have been a touchdown.
So, Cooper Kupp caught it. Darnold to Smith-Njigba. Between defenders. Roughing the passer adds more yards. So this drive that began in the shadow of their own goalpost, 4th and 2. Darnold to Torrey Horton. He heard a who, and he heard that the Seahawks took the lead, 35-28. But 3 minutes to go. Wait a minute. Baker Mayfield with the ball under 3. What could possibly happen? Peekabooka, 25 yards into Seahawks territory. Then Bucks, buck 15 to go. Baker running, buying time. Sterling Shepard, what a sterling touchdown. We're tied at 35. And then Seahawks, under a minute to go. Darnold, oh no! Levante David still doing it.
Boom, doing it at a high level. Hall of Famer. The ball was off someone's helmet. Pick Buccaneers.
45 seconds to go. The Bucks, they've come from behind all year. White, get first down, staying in bounds. Tick, 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 tick. Chase McLaughlin. Can he win it? You betcha. 39-yard field goal. Good. Todd Bowles, who had the surprise blitz on that pick right there. Seahawks weren't ready for it. The one mistake made in the game by either offense was that one, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have won it 38-35. Baker pulls another one out of the hat, but afterwards he wanted to talk about others.
The one in the weather
flu game
out here, but had a perfect game. So it's his flu game?
Yeah, it's his flu game. He's not exactly Michael Jordan in stature, but we'll take it.
I mean, it's the whole package. It's his mentality, it's his physical makeup, it's his willingness to work, it's his intelligence, it's his athleticism. He's just one of them guys. He has the entire makeup and the entire package, and that's hard to get, and that's hard to see in a rookie.
So we said it after week 2.
Yeah.
We said it after week 3. We said it after week 4, where they almost came back and beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
And we're saying it after week 5. This is the most exciting team in pro football.
Yeah.
Baker on offense, the defense, which wasn't great on this day,
Right.
but the blitzes, even the special teams behaved themselves on this
For a
day.
little while.
For a little. Yet again, after that playing in the heat and playing against Philadelphia, you figured, the longest flight other than Miami to Seattle you can have in the league, and they win anyway.
No doubt, Boom. And when you look at Baker Mayfield, again, late in the game-winning drive, game-winning plays, he continued to make them. They couldn't run the football today. Bucky White was out. Mike Evans out. 2 offensive linemen out. They go to Seattle, who was also 3-1. And how do you win this game? It's really simple. Your defense is opportunistic. Levante David makes a pick. Special teams makes a kick. But it was about Baker Mayfield and this young rookie, Emeka Egbuka. Todd Bowles tried to talk about it, Boom, as a rookie. You come into this league and your head is swimming because everything is happening so fast. But for this rookie to be playing like a veteran is unheard of. That's why everybody's surprised. But he is mature beyond his years. He's got football intelligence. The game is not too big for him. And he makes plays, Boom, and he rarely makes mistakes. That's rare, very rare in a rookie. And when you get a quarterback who's happy, he's confident, he's content. Baker Mayfield is playing like an MVP, Boom, and I think everybody in Tampa is reaping the benefits. And if they can keep winning without Mike Evans, without Bucky, they're going to get these guys back. They're going to be there when it's all said and done.
Well, listen, why don't we just say it now? Because people don't really say it when they come to, who's the NFC representative in the Super Bowl? I'm not saying they're going to be. Can we please put them in the sentence? Can we please put them in the sentence? All right? And Seattle, Sam Darnold has had a really good season. That was the one miscue. Let me see. I'm doing some quick. We'll get it. We'll get it later on. There are hardly any incompletions, but the one that there was.
And the one that was bounced off someone's head.
Off a blitz.
So if you're Sam Darnold and you're the Seattle Seahawks, you feel good. Boom, they're physical. They can run the football. They got 2 backs, Charbonnet and Walker.
Yep.
They got Smith and Jigba. You got Cooper Kupp. Seattle is a very good team. I like how they play. I like their style. Defensively, they got to tighten up on the back end a little bit.
They've had some injuries.
But Leonard Williams up front, he can get after the pass. I like what they do. A good football team.
Yeah. This is the most fun game of the year.
Yeah.
Really. So if Baker's not the MVP so far, we're giving out awards yet. Fellow that plays quarterback for Dallas is having a pretty good start, Boog.
Tremendous season. And if you look at how he plays, Boom, he doesn't have a bunch of weapons. They trade away Michael Parsons. CeeDee Lamb is out. It's him, it's George Pickens, and a bunch of misfits. And what Dak Prescott is doing, they're scoring 30, 40 points a game. They were supposed to lose to the Green Bay Packers. He put up 40 points. He's playing the football game at a high level, Boom. And the reason I like how he's doing it is because he's not complaining. He's making the people around him better. And that's the job of a quarterback of his stature, to make the people around you better. He's doing it at a high level right now. And if I had a vote today, he's the MVP today.
Well, I just did the math. 57 of 67, the two quarterbacks in the Tampa Bay game, over 700 yards.
Wow.
I know you're a defensive player, but it's still fun. Speaking of an offense that can purr, we present the Detroit Lions. Oh, they lost to Green Bay the first game of the year. They're not going to be as good. Yeah. Wrong. They're at the Bengals, who are obviously hurt. This is a wonderful story. David Montgomery's sister, Kiki, Cincinnati resident, watching her brother play for the first time since he was paralyzed in a car accident in February of 2024. And Montgomery gets a direct snap and throws a touchdown. He was a quarterback in high school in Cincinnati. Did it in front of his sister. Welcome home.
Boom, that's amazing. Even the tricky line showed up and allowed Montgomery to get involved.
So, here's the ball game now. 14-3 Lions third quarter. Guess what? Alex Anzalone intercepts the pass from Jake Browning, looking for Gesicki. 3 picks already.
Not good.
Browning. Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, scoring a touchdown. 36 career touchdowns scored since entering the NFL in 2023, the most in the league.
That's pretty good.
Yes, sir. 6 minutes to go in the third. Montgomery, he's in. Oh, yeah. And give Coach knows what this is, too.
No doubt. He understands sisters here. I'm going to give you an opportunity to shine, and he shines.
Hats off to everybody involved with this. Yes. So now, fourth quarter, Browning, 28-3. Look out. Looking for Chase in the end zone. Can I buy time? Wow.
It just shows you that Jamar Chase, regardless of who's playing quarterback, boom, left foot down, tap the right toe, touchdown.
28-10. Under 11 to go. Browning says, you know what? I got a man open. It's Chase. It's 64 yards. 28-17. Maybe? Maybe?
No.
You're just trying to create suspense.
No, I'm not good.
Tesla, not Tesla, but Tesla. Plug him in. It's another touchdown. Lions win 37-24. Dan Campbell. Yeah, they're 0-1. What's wrong with nothing? They've won 4 in a row. Lions win 37-24. And, 4 different guys caught a touchdown. You get the point. Titans, Cardinals. So the Titans, the other team, coming in along with the Jets, along with the Saints that had yet to win. They're at the Cardinals. Tony Pollard. Oh, boy. When you're winless, you're down 14-3. The ball pops out. Baron Browning gets it for the Cardinals. It's more of the same.
Yeah.
More of the same.
Here we go again.
Bam Knight. Bam! He's in the end zone. That's a great name for a running back. It's 21-3. 21-3, okay? 21-6. Yeah, don't worry about it. Ball snap. Kyler's not ready. Draymond Jones says, I got it. In the face. What? Oh.
I mean, boom. Things like this happen to bad teams. Almost concussed Kyler right there.
Well, foot injury. Murray, locker room, but he would come back. But look, the game. Emari Demercado. He's going to go 72 yards and put the game away for Arizona. He could go all the way, but you got to remember, bring the ball with you. We saw it last week with the Colts. It cost them.
Boom.
Wow.
There is no excuse for a professional football player to do that. If I were a coach, I'd cut him on the spot.
Glad you're not my coach. I'd be long gone. Following the fumble, Cam Ward. He is yet to win, obviously. Obviously, rookie quarterback. Titans to Calvin Ridley, pick up a 47. Pollard gets a handoff. But, I mean, these are the Titans. They miss an extra point. It's 21-12. What could happen? Under 5 minutes to go. Cam Ward pass tipped. Watch this. Dadrian Jamerson, but, fumble. What? Tyler Lockett? Touchdown, Tennessee.
How?
Then they're down 21-19. Cam Ward firing. Wow. Ridley. And now 3 seconds ago. You mean they can win? Titans? Joey Sly put the excitement back in a game-winning field goal, but he made it.
Boom.
29 yards.
They're going to remember these Titans, Boom.
Yes, they win at Cam Ward, a winner as a pro. They get the goose egg out of the win column. And what a jarring loss for the Arizona Cardinals. Two good teams. Commanders, West Coast, get their quarterback back. There he is, Jaden Daniels against Justin Herbert, Chargers. Chargers started 3-0, winning all 3 division games. Lost last week inexplicably to the Giants, at least from their point of view. But Justin Herbert says, you know what? Look at the big fella. Look at the long stride.
He's 6'5", Boom. Sneaky athletic. He can run.
Gain of 41 yards. Ladd McConkey. There he is. 7-0 Chargers. Commanders. Last minute first quarter. Daniels. Ooh, evades a rush. Evades safe. He slips just short of the first down. Says, you know what? I never played with a pink pair of shoes. I got to change my shoes.
And he's got that bulky knee brace on, but good to see him stay healthy through this game.
I got to change my shoes. I want a new shoe. Never mind. Huey Lewis in the news trying to get them some scratch, you know. 10-0 Chargers at home. Herbert, Quentin Johnson, after the catch, Juan Martin knocks the ball to force a fumble. Marshawn Lattimore there for it, Washington.
Yeah, turnover's kind of the story of the game, Boom. The Chargers turned the football over a little too much.
After the fumble, less than 5 to go in the half. His name on the roster says Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. But don't mess with Bill. He likes being called Bill, and that's what we're going to call him. You score, we call you what you want. 10-10 at the half. Daniels, third quarter, to Bill. 27 yards, 28 yards, I should say. Then to Krosky-Merritt again. He takes it. End zone. He had 2 touchdowns, 17 straight after being down 10-0.
They love that rookie, Boom. They traded away Brian Robinson to give the ball to him.
Krosky-Merritt, both of them. Bill in the air, but there, Tyler Tart punches ball. See? So both teams turning it over.
No doubt, Boom. And it's the thing that's in vogue as a ball carrier. Defenders are going to punch at the ball. You got to protect it.
Now, Herbert, after the turnover, 3rd and goal for ball, tipped, and after the pick, Mike Sainristil picks it off. That was pretty quick on the field for Dan Quinn. The game wasn't over then. Oh, my God. He knew it was over. Dan Quinn's team comes into L.A. and beats a 3-1 team after falling behind 10-0. They win it 27-10. Daniels back through for 231. You saw Krosky-Merritt, first road win of the year for Washington, who is showing that last year, no fluke.
Well, Boom, and most teams take the personality and the identity of their coach. This team is a fighting team. They're tough. They compete. They didn't have Terry McLaurin. You go on the road to Big Bad Chargers' house, and they competed. Rookie Bill Merritt, over 100 yards rushing. Jaden Daniels coming back. He hadn't played in a couple weeks, Boom, coming back off injury.
Right.
With the knee brace that he had never played with, he went out and he led his team. They just compete, Boom. Anytime you roll a ball out, this team is going to compete. They may not be the most talented team, but they're going to fight you to the end, and they get their identity from their head coach. Dan Quinn, once he gets his team healthy, they will be a tough out down the stretch because of how hard they compete and because of the quarterback. He's special. He makes everybody around him feel like any game they're in, they got a chance. Regardless of who's around him, he can make you feel that special.
And you know what they knew? That both tackles, obviously Slater out for the year, Joey Alt went
high ankle sprain.
High ankles. Yep. So the tackles were different. And so that defense, which is not an unbelievable pass rush defense, but it smelled we can maybe turn the tide a little bit there. They were better that day.
Without a doubt. You got to remember Von Miller was turning the corner, so Von can still get you some sacks. Khalil Mack is not out. And so, yeah, everybody's banged up, but you got to be able to play and show up who you're going to play with. Von Miller was big, Daron Payne. This was a gutsy win for Washington. Some big wins on the day for teams on the road, Tampa and now Washington.
Are we worried about the Chargers? Not worried. They're 3-2. Here's one thing, though. So they're running off with the division. Let's slow down. Denver 3-2, Chargers 3-2. Chiefs, if you had to play as we speak, they're 2-2. This division now is shaping up kind of like the way we thought it would.
Long season. I'm not worried about them, Boom, but health is going to be a determining factor in this division. Can the Chiefs wide receivers get healthy? Can the Chargers get Khalil Mack and maybe Joe Alt back healthy? Health is going to determine the winner, I think, in this division.
It's not often that you get a 2-week vacation in Europe if you're a football team. But Minnesota played last week in Ireland. They took some pictures, but Pittsburgh won, and now here we go again. The Vikings stayed over there. It's London calling, and they're taking on the Cleveland Browns. A lot of games in London coming up, and there it is, the Union Jack. The Stars and Stripes, Dylan Gabriel, rookie, making his first start.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz starting again for the injured J.J. McCarthy, Jordan Mason. And it's a fumble. Alex Wright forces it, recovered by Grant Delpit.
Delpit was Johnny on the spot, Boom, but again, another punch at the ball, and the ball came out.
Cleveland's defense, top ranked in football. They come and they bring that every week. And Gabriel says to Harold Fannin, Browns, they lead 7-0.
Rookie to rookie, Boom, that combination could be around for a long time.
Direct snap to Cam Akers. Akers going to throw it to Josh Oliver. Oliver, 32-yard touchdown, 10-7 Cleveland at the half.
Former quarterback Cam Akers at Mississippi High School, Boom.
Early third quarter Wentz. Justin Jefferson. We've seen this before.
A lot.
He's got that down, no matter what side of the pole. 21-yard catch, Wentz, Mason, touchdown. His third touchdown of the year, the Vikings lead 14-10. But Gabriel, well-traveled, many starts. Latest college start, obviously, Oregon, to David Njoku, and he likes leaping around.
Tight ends is a quarterback's best friend.
And tight end day, we said so.
Yeah.
Browns lead 17-14. Under 2 to go in the game. Wentz, Jefferson, first down, look at this.
That's good on good, Boom. That is Jefferson, Denzel Ward, back shoulder fade.
So they had to drive the length of the field, and could they do it? Jordan Addison didn't start. He missed a meeting or something happened that coach benched him first quarter. He was in there when it counted at the end. And so the Vikings, can you imagine going over there and losing both games on your field trip? But they didn't. They come flying back, and the Vikings are 3-2. Gabriel, okay.
Yeah, okay. I think he deserves another start.
Now, Dolphins, Panthers. Everyone knows Carolina, tough at home. They're undefeated at home this year, 1-0. They don't win anywhere else. But Tua said, we don't care. Here's Jalen Waddle as the Dolphins are in, trying to make it 2 in a row for them. And Tua, Devon Achane, well, that's just nice.
That's a beautiful body control catch, Boom, getting both feet down in the corner of the end zone.
Bryce Young. Play action, time, oh boy. Overthrow Minkah Fitzpatrick. He's done it his whole career.
He's been around for a long time, Boom. Bryce has got to get that ball down.
Yep. I think he's like 1-15 on the road. Yeah. The Panthers are at home, but the Dolphins don't care. Tua, Waddle, 13 yards out at the 4. Next play. First and goal, Miami. Tua. Darren Waller was big here. 17-0 Miami.
3 touchdowns in 2 weeks for the resurgent Darren Waller.
Yeah, Carolina, so forget it. Young to Xavier Legette. Okay, the field goal. Now the touchdown at 17-10 at the half. Now they're chipping away. Field goal again, 17-13, fourth quarter. Rico Dowdle. There's no Dowdle about the way he played today. 43 yards. Chuba's hurt. Rico Dowdle says, give me the ball. Down to the 25. Third and goal, Dowdle. End zone. Panthers? They come from 17 down. They lead 20-17. But Tua said, stop it. Waddle. Miami leads 24-20. 2 minutes to go in the game, just before the 2-minute warning. Bryce Young. Mitchell Evans. Panthers. They're at home, of course. Look at the Panthers, 2-0 at home. Break them up. And Bryce Young, look, a kneel down at home. It was such a good feeling. And it's Carolina that wins for the second time, not the Dolphins. Who knew that would be so exciting, right? And so on a day, Booger, Tennessee comes from 18 down to win their first time. Here's Carolina coming from 17 down to win. These teams that you think aren't. And then the John Harbaugh team gets beat 44-10, and the Pete Carroll team gets beat 40-6. Not saying that we need an explanation every week, but it shows welcome to 2025.
Well, it's a different kind of year, Boom, and I think teams that we thought were going to play and be a certain way, let's take the Baltimore Ravens, for example. Defensively, they finished the year at the end last year, the last 10 games playing outstanding. This year, it just hasn't come around, and I think you kind of have to go back and reset and realize it's going to be a long season. There's a lot of football left to play, and if your team isn't playing where they should play right now, you got to go back and try to figure out something because there's no dominant team. It is as wide open as I can remember on either side, the AFC and the NFC. And so which coach can make the adjustments as we go through the season, that's going to be key.
Well, you know who made adjustments right out of the gates? And we're going to talk about one of the biggest. San Francisco's in Tampa next week. Yeah. Well, that's going to be a gas, right? But San Francisco, a lot of teams have had injuries, but right out of the gates, a lot of their biggest players hurt or would soon be hurt. And where are they? They're 4-1 with 3-0 in the division. And just a quick refresher, Thursday night, look at how close all of these were. Obviously, Sean McVay, nobody questions going forward on 4th and 1 in overtime. You make it, maybe you win. But the Niners defense, minus Nick Bosa, minus more that we'll talk about in a minute, make the stop and they win. A couple weeks before, at the end, they fire their kicker, Moody. Eddie Pinheiro bred sourdough for everybody. He kicks a field goal. They beat Arizona. And week 1, on 3rd down, this doesn't work. You're going to go probably to overtime, kick a field goal, and Seattle will have the ball. But Brock Purdy, Tunges, who grew up in the Bay Area, went to Cal, his first career catch. You don't even know he's on the roster, and it's a touchdown that ends up beating the Seahawks. So that's the margin that they've gotten to the lead in the NFC West. Point is, we could recite, Mac Jones is playing, right? Mm-hmm. Fumble at the 1 by the Rams. This is the 2nd-round pick. Alfred Collins punched it out. Yeah. There are a lot of names on the Niners who aren't there anymore or are hurt, and they're winning anyway.
The margin for error in winning, between winning and losing in this league, Boom, is really slim. Mm-hmm. And good teams know how to win those games. Kyle Shanahan understands how to win. He's been to a Super Bowl. Hadn't won it yet, but he's been to a Super Bowl as a coach. And for the Niners, no Kittle. Bosa's gone. Jawan Jennings. Ricky Pearsall, the receiver. Like, they got a bunch of guys that are out, Boom. And so for them to continue winning, I think is a testament to their mental toughness. It's a testament to the head coach because his job is to prepare the team that he has on that day to play. And Kyle Shanahan is doing a really, really good job of that, Boom. And if and when they get healthy, I think it's going to be one of the better games of the season when they go down to Tampa in Raymond James. That stadium is going to be rocking because you got two teams that are coached by two guys, Kyle Shanahan and Todd Bowles. Both understand how to get their teams ready to play. I can't wait to see that and how it plays out.
We're a long way out, but people had already told me that, and this is before the Niners were getting hurt.
Yes, yeah.
Remember, so Greenlaw went to Denver, of course, hurt again there. Ufanga's gone. A lot of names, a lot of 5th-round picks, a lot of 2nd-round picks contributing. When they have a winning record and get in the playoffs, they always get to the championship game in this era. It's just, or they go 6-11 or something and they don't make it at all.
It's the style they play with, Boom. I mean, think about it. They're a physical team. They play defense. They get after the passer. Like, no matter who they have out there, that's how they play. They run the football. Yep. They play physical. Kyle is going to be able to put his players. Doesn't matter who's their quarterback. Doesn't matter. You lose Brock Purdy, you bring in Mac Jones.
He's playing great.
He's playing like he should have been, like he was a first-round pick, which he was. And so that's good coaching. Who says coaching doesn't matter? I'm telling you, it matters, especially at the highest level in professional football.
And on this side is Christian McCaffrey, and on this side is Fred Warner.
Yeah, veterans.
And that's a good place to start.
That's a great
place. It's a good place to start. That'll be a fun game. Where are we going to start with our game balls? Your turn. Defense, I know you love.
Yeah, Boom. I got to go to defense. And we can talk about a lot of people, but this Broncos defense led by Nick Bonitto, Boom. They sacked Jalen Hurts 6 times total. Oh, Nick Bonitto, he had 2.5 of those. He was everywhere, Boom. 2 tackles for losses, 4 tackles total. He's leading the NFL in sacks, Boom, with 7 right now. His ability, along with his running mate Cooper, to turn the corner, they have the most lethal duo of rushers in the National Football League. And when they get a lead, it's like Mariano Rivera, Boom. They know how to close.
Yes, sir. And Panthers at home. I can't stress it enough. Rico Dowdle Only once has somebody, Delvin Williams, 210 yards, run for more yards in franchise history. I understand they haven't been around since the 20s, but 206 is 206, and touchdowns and a big 3-score comeback. Rico Dowdle hits my game boy. There's no Dowdle about that. So, you know what? Every week, some of the games we thought will be close early, but it delivers.
They always do.
It delivers. We hope we do the same, too. And always delivering is Scott Van Pelt because, well, the Buffalo Bills, before kickoff, are the only team left undefeated, 4-0. And they've won 13 straight at home. But in his division foe, New England, highlights Scott Van Pelt. Scotty?
Well, Boomer, it's your bit, but another AFC East team, the Dolphins of 72, celebrating after the Patriots did this on Sunday Night Football. Stephon Diggs back in Buffalo, where he was a standout player during his 4 seasons there. Just field goals in the first half. Buffalo gets the football to start the second half, and Josh Allen starts dealing. Dalton Kincaid, and they're on the move, and then Curtis Samuel, great play design, allows him to high step into the end zone. Bills take the lead 10-6. But this Patriot team battled, and we know Allen's so good off schedule. Drake May and Stephon Diggs both incredible on this play as May rolls out, finds Diggs, who not only keeps the play alive, keeps his feet in bounds, is able to secure the catch. Earlier in the game, Ramondre Stevenson, who's plagued by fumbles, fumbled, but Mike Vrabel put him in on the goal line, and he pays back his head coach and his squad by scoring the touchdown that puts the Patriots back in front. Bills driving in the red zone, and Allen here picked. Marcus Jones makes a tremendous pick, and the Patriots, who lead by 3, are driving, and it's Diggs. As we've switched ends in the fourth quarter, he must have thought he was going to make his way into the end zone here, gets tackled, but it's a gain of 30, and a great play design here allows Stevenson basically a clean alley to the paint, and it's a 10-point lead for the Patriots. Buffalo trying to stay perfect on the season here. Beautiful find in the back of the end zone, Keon Coleman, and it's a 3-point game. After a Patriots punt, Allen on 3rd and 10, his improv skills makes the big man miss, and then Khalil Shakir open for a split second, but the pass is broken up. Bills kick the field goal, tie it at 20. Now the Patriots got to thread the needle. Can they score as the clock hits zeros? Well, first they need their quarterback to make an incredible play and a stiff arm to keep the play alive. And then Stephon Diggs again, great improv, great hands, and then great moves to pick up a big chunk. How about this toss from May? Kayshon Boutte down the sidelines. Perfect toss and grab. And they're able to exhaust all but 20 seconds. And Andy Borregales, the rookie from 52, and this is good from 72. He pipes it right down the middle. Mike Vrabel and this Patriots team goes in on the road where Buffalo's been all but unbeatable and send the Bills to their first defeat. Allen and the Bills got the ball back with basically no time left, and they couldn't complete a pass. That's how they dropped their first game of the season. Their next game, by the way, will be seen on ESPN on Monday night, part of a doubleheader, as they visit Atlanta, who was on a bye this week. Meanwhile, New England has its next 2 on the road against the Saints and the Titans, each of whom got its first victory on the season this Sunday. What a win for the Patriots.
All right, fellas, thank you very much. Week 5 in the books. Boog? Maybe.
Yeah, before it turns a little chilly.
Before the Bills' uniforms are worn here in Connecticut when it gets too cold.
Exactly.
Is that what you're going to say?
Exactly.
Thanks for watching NFL Primetime. We do it every week. We hope you join us. It's a labor of love for our whole crew. For Booger, I'm Boomer. Have a great week.